Before you start to create paychecks, you'll need to reconcile your payroll records first. If you have issued any paychecks in this calendar year, you will need to enter the check information first so new paychecks and payroll reports can be created correctly. There are typically two ways to enter the existing payroll records. You can rebuild the payroll history by recreating every paycheck that has been issued this year. Or, you can take a shortcut by using an after-the-fact check. If you recreate every check that has been issued, you will be able to compute payroll taxes and generate payroll reports for any period, including prior months and quarters. If you use after-the-fact checks and enter summary information only for prior periods, you may or may not be able to recreate prior reports correctly. However, all future paychecks and reports will be accurate. To recreate all paychecks, you should start with the earliest paycheck of the year. Click Create Payday and follow the steps to create checks. Then, add paydays in sequence. The order is important because some payroll taxes are dependent on the year-to-date totals. If you are not familiar with how to create paychecks using Create Payday, please view the Create Payday video for instructions. If you have issued a lot of paychecks this year and do not want to recreate all of those paychecks, you can use an after-the-fact check as a shortcut. An after-the-fact check is basically a blank check that you can use to enter earnings, deductions, or taxes. The easiest way is to prepare two checks for each employee to cover all previous checks. First check. Enter the total earnings for this employee up to the end of the last quarter. For example, if today is August 15th, enter the total earnings for this employee up to the end of June, the last quarter. Click Estimate, and all taxes will be computed based on this earning amount. If any of the amounts are different than the actual amount on your pay stub, you can edit the amount to show the exact payroll history. That is why the calculation is an estimate only. For the second check, find the latest check and enter the total earnings, deductions, and taxes for July and August. With these two checks, you can prepare a correct and complete W-2 for this employee at the end of the year. You will also be able to generate the correct payroll report, such as Form 941 for the third quarter. The after-the-fact check is very flexible and there is no restriction on the check date. You can use it to reconcile payroll records anytime, though you should be careful using it if the check is inserted into prior payroll history. After you have entered prior payroll records, you are now ready to create new paychecks, calculate tax deposits, and generate payroll returns correctly at eSmartPaycheck.com. If you have any further questions, please review our other videos or contact us by phone, support center, or email.